The businesswoman stood in front of a group of her fellow professionals and told a story from her past. She had decided to leave her employer even though she loved her job. She found a position with a competitor and gave her 2 weeks' notice. When the senior partners of the firm that she was leaving heard about this, they threw a lavish dinner in her honor. One by one, they stood at the podium and told how much this woman had meant to their firm. As a final gesture of gratitude, they presented her with an exquisite, large Waterford crystal vase. And as she showed the group the vase and told us this, her eyes grew moist and her voice began to crack. And she said, the ironic thing is that the reason I had decided to leave in the first place was that after 6 years with that same firm, I had never once felt appreciated. I want to talk to you tonight about two of the most powerful words that we can ever say or hear. Those two words are quite simply, thank you. But the power in those words lies not only in what happens when we say them to others, but what they can do to us as well. How important is thankfulness? Well, in 1789, George Washington felt it was important enough to issue a presidential proclamation for a national day of Thanksgiving. In 1863, Abraham Lincoln started a tradition of U.S. presidents setting aside the last Thursday every November as a day of Thanksgiving, and in 1941, the U.S. Congress made it an official national holiday. Dale Carnegie, in his famous Principles for Winning Friends and Influencing People, he gives the second principle as give honest and sincere appreciation. He goes on to reiterate that principle 4 more times in the list in various other forms. But what if I don't feel thankful? Unfortunately, in our self-centered, affluent culture today, that's often the case. How do I cultivate an attitude of gratitude? Because if I don't feel thankful inside, I obviously can't honestly express it to others. The great philosopher Martin Heidegger equated thinking with thanking. In simple terms, it means thinking about all that I have to be thankful for. Take this gathering here tonight. Whether you arrived by new car, used car, public transportation, even if you had to walk all the way here tonight, you have something to be thankful for. You should be thankful that you had the mental capacity, the physical mobility, and the social freedom to attend this gathering. But thankfulness, like love, is of limited value if it's merely internal. It needs to be expressed. Think about the times that you've done something for someone and they didn't show gratitude. Think about how awful that felt. But now think about how wonderful it was when someone did say thanks. I have notes in my files from situations in the past where I didn't think I had done anything and made a big deal of something, and they took the time to write a sincere note of appreciation. And I treasure those. I don't keep much on my dresser, but right in the center, I have something that I cut out, I printed offline and I cut out for my daughter's Facebook, where she was just going on about something else, and she suddenly went off on a tribute of thanks to my wife and I. I'll treasure that as long as I live. Thanksgiving has immense practical benefits as well. Think about the story I opened with, the businesswoman. And imagine if the partners in that firm had simply, over the course of those 6 years, expressed their appreciation to her. Maybe given her a little note once in a while. They would have saved themselves the expense of the dinner, the vase, having to train a replacement employee, and the pain of losing a key employee to a competitor. We've probably all heard about the waitress from Chagrin Falls who had treated an elderly customer with kindness, and as a gesture of gratitude, he left his entire estate to her, enabling her to go to college and dramatically changing her life. I'm not suggesting we all need to go to that extreme, although it certainly is inspiring. But we need to think about what we can each do each and every day to express our gratitude to others. In the hit song, "Thank You for Being a Friend," Andrew Gold has a verse which goes, "If you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see that the biggest gift would be from me. And the card attached would read, 'Thank you for being a friend.'" Forget the party, forget the gift. Those are nice. But a card of gratitude is more than most people would dare hope for.